Well, welcome back everybody to the Kuhn Family Farm. Yeah, as you can see, we've got some storm clouds moving in. They're calling for rain a little bit later on, and we're down here working on fence again. It's that time of the year. We got to rebuild some corners. I already got this one here on this side of where there's going to be just these spring gates going across. But this corner behind me here, as you can see, is the wettest spot in the entire farm. Well, as you can see, this one, it's a little loose. We'll see if we can get it out without it breaking off. This has been in here for probably about 18 years. Whoops. Yeah, that wasn't doing much. Well, I've already measured out how far I have to be away from this post here. We use 8-footers to go across the top here to help stabilize these corners so that when we put this post in over here, the horizontal one across the top, and then I'll show you a little bit later on what we do with wires and ratchets that go on an angle so that when we ratchet it, it'll pull this post I'm going to put in this direction to keep that one straight. Well, it didn't get as deep as I wanted to or as deep as I should have. Usually because our frost line's about 4 foot around here in the wintertime, you want to get down below it, that's fine. If you got a post pounder, you can do that, but with a shovel, since we don't have a post pounder, and the auger that we have won't go through the rocks because the tractors we put it on don't have any down pressure on the 3-point hitch. So we got our 35-year-old shovel here, 55-year-old farmer. Keep wishing and hoping for a post pounder to show up in the back of my tractor, but every morning I go over and it's not magically there yet, so that's why I'm still using the shovel. Plus, the workout's good for me. Now, this post is about half to 2/3 the diameter of the one that was in here. So hopefully this will last another 20 years. So we got it in the hole. Now I'll show you the special technique we use to secure it in the hole. And some of you might be saying, why don't you use concrete? Well, because the ground is so wet and there's already water coming in, the concrete wouldn't have a chance to set up. So we use the next best thing. 2 5-gallon buckets. And what we're going to be using, some of you guys and gals might know this as crush and run. Pennsylvania State, they use this on roads, dirt roads. Townships should be using it. They call it 2RC. It's the same thing. The 2RC just means that it was inspected and certified by the state, but you don't need this for the hole. The reason they use it on roads and why I decided using it in fence post holes is because this stuff sets up when it comes in contact with moisture. The water filters all the fines, all this stuff, down between the big stuff. And these big ones, you can see, have some sharp edges to them. So in theory, obviously I haven't gone underground to look at this, but once this sets up and these start digging into the wood from the bottom of the hole up, it should help stabilize it, especially since it's not even 4 foot in the ground. Make sure it's even all the way around the whole post as you're filling it up too. Obviously you need to make the hole a couple inches larger than the post is, so you can get a good amount of stone around the base of the post, and also so you can get the tamper end down between the post and the side wall of the hole. So I already cut this post here to length. To hold it in place, gotta drill a hole in each end. Not using what my great-grandparents did, but I'm taking advantage of modern technology, at least for this part. Drill the hole about 2 inches, 3 inches on each end, and then we're going to drill straight through this post to the other side and halfway through that post. And then I'll show you what we're going to stick in them holes to hold this up in place while we secure the rest of the corner. That wasn't supposed to happen. All the way through that one, part of the way through this one. And we take some fencing pins, this long one and short one. Take a guess which one the long one goes in. That's right, this one here all the way through. Stick it in so it's flush on that side, because this one is going to stick out a couple inches over here. That way that one's held in place. So now we'll grab our post. Line it up with the hole in the end. Goes up flush with that. This one needs to be pushed back. And then I'll have to get my hammer to hammer that in. All right, so now we're ready to square up our corner. We've got the horizontal brace in, the new fence post in with the stone all the way up and above ground level. We've got our ratchet here, which is going to help us tighten it. And like I said, depending on which way you want this to pull, since we want this post to push this one in that direction, we're going to put it on this type of angle. So when we ratchet it, it's anchored here. And as this shortens up, this will pull this direction to pull that post and straighten it. How's that look? Well, looky for y'all, it's starting to rain, so I had to hurry up and finish up this corner here that I just rebuilt. So we'll take a quick look at it. And if anybody's still watching this overextended video, thank you very much for following along. So as you recall, we ended up pulling out or breaking off the rotten post that was in there, replaced it with a good one. Just have to cut the top off of there, put it on an angle. We're gonna angle the top of that one there. The reason why, because when you do it flat, all it does is capture moisture. Look at that, see that? Yeah, should have replaced this one too. But it seems to be pretty good and solid the rest of the way down, so this will get us at least another year. So we've got hot wires coming across from the barn here, going to those spring wires to keep them out of that pond pasture. And then we've got 3 wires, if you can see here, going over to this post to these 3 hot wires that then energize the top and the second from the bottom fence wires that go all the way around the whole pasture to keep the good continuity and current going through. So now that it's starting to rain, we're going to take a coffee break. We'll see if we get the downpours and thunderstorms they were calling for, and then we'll come down and we'll check and see, make sure that the moisture and whatever rain we end up getting in this upper pasture behind me is actually coming out the other side of this tube here, so we know we got the pitch correct on that. So until next time, which will probably be when the rain stops, we'll see you right back here, okay? Make sure that you like this video, share it with all your friends, and also, importantly, subscribe. Whichever way that thing's going right now, I can't see it. So subscribe to our channel, like the video, share it with your friends. We'll see you next time, right here on the Kuhn Family Farm.